it is 6 o'clock, and I would like to call the Springfield Local School Board of Education regular meeting to order.
Mr. Petrie.
Here.
Mrs. Frola.
Here.
Mr. Hofer.
Here.
Mr. Ray.
Here.
Ms. Terry.
Here.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Springfield High School and Junior High Students of the Month recognition, item 4.
Good evening. So I have our Students of the Month for the month of November. We're going to start with Emmy Pollock. Will you come on up here? This was what was written about Emmy. Emmy comes to class prepared every day with a positive attitude. She helps other students and volunteers in class and has an overall positive outlook on school and life. She works hard without complaints. The room is brighter with her in it. This nomination came from Mrs. Lori Smith. It was chosen from a group of nominations by the National Honor Society. Her name was not included, so you got this fair and square. This has been posted in the building, and there's a copy for you along with your certificate. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you. You're welcome. So in addition to a high school student, we also have a junior high student. Just trying to delay just a little bit because Ruby's mom is on her way. Ruby, will you come up here and join me, please? So Ruby is our junior high student. This is what Mr. Hanna wrote about her. Ruby is a student most teachers wish they could have. She's disciplined and diligent with her work. She's ready to work hard to accomplish the goal that's set forth. She's never missed an assignment due date. Ruby is respected by her classmates for being courteous and a team player. She shows respect to her teachers, the staff, and fellow students. She's positive, helpful, and friendly with her classmates. Her self-confidence allows her to take responsibility for any work, and she will complete it without failure. For these reasons, Ruby is very deserving of this recognition of Student of the Month. Ruby, this is your certificate. Congratulations. And a copy for you of what's posted in the building. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. Board members informal. I would just like to say we hope that our students and staff have a wonderful break, get rested up, and get ready for the work ahead. And best of the holidays to everyone who's out there listening. Anybody else have something?
Congratulations to Ruby and Emmy. It's hard to get Mr. Hanna to say so many nice things. I'm just kidding. Hey, we have to get him. It was his birthday, and we just got it grinded in there. But no, really, congratulations to both of you. That's a great honor and something that we've just started, so it's nice to see so many kids getting recognized.
I have a couple things, bullet points from Kevin Vaughn. So we'll start off with wrestling. Coach Tanksley. Participation numbers are up at both high school and junior high levels. The varsity team competes with a full lineup, filling each weights class. That's important because that hasn't happened in the past. The wrestling team participated in the Marlene Durrell tournament and finished with a 3-5-1 record. Last year, the team was 0-9 in this tournament. Coach Tanksley is pleased that all first-year wrestlers for both levels have posted their first win. The wrestling program is holding the first annual middle school invitation this Friday at the high school. 16 schools are participating in this tournament. The second annual Spartan Invitational for the varsity program is held on January 7th. Boys bowling, Coach Castillo Coach Castelo is enjoying his first season with the program, having a lot of fun and building positive relationships with the team. The team is on its way to becoming great young men through athletic competition. Outstanding performances include Wyatt Keys bowling a 298 versus Ravenna. Wow. It gets better. The boys bowling team took third place in the Demon Classic this weekend. Tyler Royce bowled a perfect 300 game in the tournament. That's quite an accomplishment. Girls bowling, Coach Weekland. The girls bowling team started the season taking first in the MAC preseason tournament. The girls bowling team has a positive attitude that cares about their teammates and their opponents. They are always encouraging and uplifting one another. Boys basketball, Coach Dak. Springfield hosted and participated in the Jimmy Gooden Classic in December. The team hosted the Spartan Holiday Classic, sponsored by the Athey Construction, this past weekend. 8 schools participated in this classic with basketball parents, volunteer help. The program fed all the basketball teams, cheer squads, coaches, and officials after their games. Trenton Stevens set the school record for 3-pointers in a game, making 8 against Field. That's quite an accomplishment also. Didn't play basketball, but that's interesting. Youth. The Springfield Youth Girls Basketball League is run by Coach Pletcher and the girls basketball team. Every Sunday, 42 teams from surrounding area communities play at the Springfield High School and Junior High. With Springfield running the league, our families benefit by not having to pay the registration fee. This year, the 7th year of running the program, we have over 50 girls in the program. This is the most they've ever had. Junior high team, combined 7th and 8th grade team, has a ton of potential. They play very hard and get better each day. We are very pleased with their improvement. High school team. The high school varsity and JV teams have 13 girls on their roster. The girls have been splitting time playing with both JV and varsity teams. We have a very young team this season. The girls are working hard and get better every day. They are fun to watch. Come support the 3 and 6 Lady Spartans as they host Barberton Thursday, December 29th. And the cheer, we're still waiting on an update.
Okay. I like the new format of doing our celebrations first, so
Thank you.
it's good to have the agenda switched up like that. And you ladies that were recognized tonight, we would love for you to stay if you want to, but you are welcome to take off because we just have boring board business to do after this.
Thank you for coming. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Are you, I assume you're going to mention Heather, the grant?
I was going to, but you can, please.
No, I don't want to give the,
No.
I just want to say congratulations to to Heather Phillips and her crew. I don't know who all was involved in. It was a very significant grant, a very significant attribute to the work that went into it, and I'm so very pleased for the students who are going to benefit from it. So, but
Yes.
you can give the details.
No, that was good. That, it was a 10,000 grant from code.org. So to get coding into our building. And it was fun on Friday. Santa Claus presented Heather with the check. And it was one of those giant $10,000
Yeah.
checks. So it was exciting to see. The kids were very excited, and she will be doing some professional development to learn how to do the coding, and I think it's going to really benefit our kids.
Boy, I hope they learn better than I did.
Was she able to get that check in her purse?
Yeah, I think she should have that thing in there.
Stuff it in.
Am I correct, or did I understand this correctly, that we were the only junior high to have received this
Yes.
in the
Yes.
state?
Yes, so there were 2 schools in Ohio that received it, and it was for our junior high program.
Nice.
I'm tickled to death for it.
Oh, she was very excited, and she was glowing when she was talking about, when you see that excitement in somebody, that she was just glowing about what she was going to be able to do with this, and I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see.
Good job, Michelle, supporting her.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else?
Just everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Okay, item 6, approval of minutes. It is recommended that the board approve the minutes of the regular meeting of November 16th, 2022, Exhibit 1.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Petrie.
Yes. Motion carried. Item 7, citizens' comment on agenda items. Citizens' comments on agenda items are welcome at this time. Participants shall be limited to 5-minute durations. Seeing none. Item 8, payment of bills monthly. It is recommended that the board approve payment of bills for the month of November pending audit, Exhibit 2.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Mr. Petrie,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Ray.
Yes. Motion carried. Item 9, acceptance of financial reports. It is recommended that the board accept the financial reports from the treasurer for November 2022, Exhibit 3, 4, and 5.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Petrie,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Ray.
Yes. Motion carried. Item 10, personnel. It is recommended that the board accept, approve the following personnel items. 10.1, retirement resignation. Accept the retirement resignation of teacher Denise Danchik, effective March 1st, 2023. 10.2, retirement resignation. Accept the retirement resignation of teacher Lisa Stout, effective June 1st, 2023. 10.3, resignation. Accept the resignation of classified employee Leah Hinkle, effective November 15th, 2022. 10.4, resignation. Accept the resignation of classified substitute Amy Hurst, effective December 13th, 2022. 10.5, resignation. Accept the resignation of classified employee Michelle Bean, effective January 2nd, 2023. 10.6, unpaid leave of absence. Approve an unpaid leave of absence for classified employee Elizabeth Ray, beginning November 7th, 2022 through the end of the 2022-23 school year. 10.7, employment. Reassign classified employee Lynn Oliver as a 6.75-hour, 4 days a week teaching assistant at Springfield Preschool Center per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure, effective January 2nd, 2023. 10.8, employment. Employ Rachel Powell as a 2-hour educational assistant at Springfield High School and Junior High per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure, effective November 14th, 2022. 10.9, employment. Employ Elizabeth Hicks as a 2-hour educational assistant at Spring Hill Elementary per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure, effective December 9, 2022.
So moved.
I'll second.
Second.
So just a couple, so Denise Denzak, Denise has been with Springfield for 38 years. And during that time, she's taught at Roosevelt, she's taught at Young, she's taught at Schropp, and now she was at the high school, junior high. She taught mostly 4th grade, 5th grade, and then this year she was teaching theater. Thank you, I cannot think of the word. Theater and world studies. So, you know, she is somebody who is definitely going to be missed. And Lisa Stout's been with us for 34 years. She's taught 6th grade, 1st grade, and then 2nd grade. And she was at Young, Schropp, and Spring Hill. And we just want to thank both of them for their dedication to Springfield local schools.
That's 72 years of seniority
Yes.
between the two of them. You know, it's interesting, the last couple of years when we've had to draw down and lay off people, the amount of people that we've had to shuffle around has not been, you know, best for our students, but it makes it rough when we have to make very hard decisions and put people in different places.
Yes, it does.
It's
And we
not
want to
good
just
for
thank our
kids.
teachers for stepping up and
Yeah.
doing what needed to be done.
That's what I was going to say, it's
Yeah.
difficult on teachers too.
Yes, it is.
Very much
So
so.
it,
And we do appreciate everything that they're doing. It's difficult, and it's difficult for us to make those decisions and to move forward to make sure that we're getting, so hopefully, eventually, we'll be able to put people where they belong, where they belong.
Our family was lucky because we had Mrs. Stout during COVID.
Okay.
And I mean, she was just a lifesaver. She was one of the teachers that, when they said, "You're going home," and we were like, "Oh my gosh," and she picked right up.
That's
and
awesome.
We were very lucky, so they'll all be missed, but
Yeah.
personally, we'll miss her a lot.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
yes,
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Petrie.
Yes, motion carried. Item 11, tax advance. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution authorizing the advance of local taxes by the county fiscal office for the 2022 tax year payable in 2023, Exhibit 6.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
This is just something that's done every December, so it's just a routine process.
Yep. Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Petrie,
Yes?
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
yes,
Item carried. Item 12, resolution to appoint legal counsel. It is recommended that the board approve appointing Weston Hurd LLP to its list of law firms attorneys that may provide legal counsel to the board on various matters, including but not limited to special education, student issues, and general advice and counsel as such issues may arise.
So moved.
I'll second.
Since Walter and Haverfield have disbanded their educational lawyers, our lawyers that were used mostly for special education and worked with Christina have moved to the new firm, Weston Hurd. So that's why we need to appoint them as our legal counsel, because it's, do you want to add anything?
No, as far as special education is concerned, their attorney that traveled over to Weston Hurd is a great resource for our department and good with our families and good working with our staff.
Mrs. Frola,
yes,
Petrie,
Yes?
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Ray.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item 13, donations. 13.1, anonymous donor, a donation of $50 from an anonymous donor to the class of 2023. 13.2, Sparkle Cheer, donation of $1,803 from Sparkle Cheer to the multiple handicap classroom for purchase of equipment.
Wow. So moved.
I'll second.
So, for the anonymous donor, we thank the class of 2023, thanks them, because any little bit that they get to help them with their graduation festivities is very helpful. Christina, do you want to just tell a little bit what Sparkle Cheer?
Sure. Sparkle Cheer is our inclusive cheerleading program that's run by Terry Kaiser, and I believe the piece of equipment that's being purchased is a bicycle, an adaptive trike for the younger age kids, I believe. So we have a few of them throughout the district, so just adding to that so those students can continue to work on their physical therapy goals.
Mr. Petrie,
Yes?
Mrs. Frola,
yes,
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Terry.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item 14, President Pro Tem. It is recommended that the board name somebody as President Pro Tem until the 2023 president is selected at the organizational meeting scheduled for January 10th, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. The president of the board, outgoing, has done that in the past, and I would be happy to do that if that is your pleasure.
And I'll
Sounds
nominate you
great.
for
Good
that.
job.
You're volunteering.
Okay. We'll pencil in Larry Petrie then.
Right, we think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're writing permanent marker.
So moved.
I need a motion.
Second. He moved.
Just so you know that, and this is just for organization, our meeting next month is going to be January 10th. So it's a week earlier because we have to have it before a certain date. So we're going to have the organizational meeting first, and then we will have our business meeting after that. So please make note that it's going to be January 10th. January 10th. Okay. Okay.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes, thank
Mr.
you.
Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes. Okay, motion carried. Item 15, portrait of a graduate. It is recommended that the board approve the portrait of a graduate for the Springfield Local School District.
So moved.
Second.
So, just to recap, we met 4 weeks back in September and October, and, and we had administrators, teachers, board members, community members, which included our parents, and we had clergy and senior citizens there, and along with students. And it started off with everybody's idea of what competencies they thought were important. And through the process, we were able to come collectively as a group and narrow it down to the 7 competencies that you see in the shield there, which are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, responsibility, adaptability, and empathy. And I want to thank Todd Lovell, our assistant principal at the high school. He had taken the renderings that were created from the committee, along with our must-haves that the committee came up with, that said that our portrait must have these things. And he worked for a couple of weeks, and he ended up doing this. And what was also great about this is that he also made it a computerized version of it, so we can shoot it out to wherever we need to shoot it out to. Now, with your approval on this, our work is going to begin as an administrative team with our principals to work with our staff to make sure that all our students who leave us are going to embody these competencies, whether they're going to be enrolled, enlisted, or employed. And as a collective group with teachers involved and administrators, how are we going to make sure that our students leave us with this? So that's going to be our next task to undertake. It's going to be a challenging task, because we have to figure out, what does a kindergartner look like with these? What does a 5th grader look like? What does a high school student look like? And how are we going to do this? So without making extra work for our teachers, but making sure that our students get them. So we're very excited about it. And we already have ideas of how we are going to share these, and we've already talked with Lakemore, and then Lakemore has on their telephone poles the flag, and they're going to start letting us use that for school. So we're going to start sharing our school with them on that. So
Maybe they would put it up on their digital sign out there too.
we could definitely, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we are we're really excited that we're going to start and taking on notice.
Good.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Petrie?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes,
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Item 16, motion passed. Item 16, treasurer's report.
You've got a couple reports in front of you. We had our monitor session today with the state, and what I'm gonna be doing is shooting this out to you after every meeting. And this report mirrors, because it's so difficult to read, I use my, the one that I put together. The numbers are exactly the same. I just like it. I've used it for years. And I want you to focus on the first page. I'm dealing with expenditures here, and the first three, personnel services, benefits, and purchase services. If you look, every single one of them are beating budget. I'm really happy with the benefit line. That's coming in. The new program is working well. I do want to encourage the employees of our district to sign up for the healthcare program. It's kind of like a self-monitoring. You put in your vitals, and we actually receive a 2% premium if we get 75% participation. 2% of the premiums, which we could decide where that money can go, either in gift cards. Some districts pay for some co-pays, so it's well worth it. I've talked to people that signed up. The first thing they give you is your age, your health age. That scares people, because we all know where we're at. You know, when I signed up, I'm really good until I hit that smoking, non-smoking part, and you know that increases my health age about 6 years. So, but it's a good program. The healthcare program for us has been exactly how we anticipated it to be as far as savings is concerned. So that's helped our bottom line. But when you see those first three lines, the $12,430,000, the $5,934,000, and the $3,093,000, that represents over $21 million of this year's budget, which is the vast majority of it. So, and we're under budget. So, again, ESSER monies are a big reason for the personnel services. That goes away next year, but that is reflected in my 5-year forecast that goes away. It can be a hassle, but I would love to see another program coming. I don't think it's going to, but anytime you can get some money from the federal government, at least for public education, it's a good thing. But again, I'll be sending you the monitoring report, which has a lot more detail, and I'll be reaching out as far as if you have questions on it. It goes into like our staffing. And basically, on the monitoring report, anytime you're below budget by $8,000. And on our expenditure side, we're fine. It's the revenue side that we're falling a little short. And you have to put notes on what's happening there. So the notes are down below. But again, I'm hoping that we continue to do what we're doing, and with the passage of our levy, we can restore some much-needed classes for our well-deserved kids. So, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 17, central office report.
Seems a little strange that Mr. Boswell is not here today. He's generally one of the staples in our meetings, but he was fortunate enough to be able to take some time with his family to go on vacation. So we miss him, but he will catch us up on his reports next month. As we begin Christmas vacation or winter break, whichever you prefer to call it, I would like to remind, and I know we just started, but we're returning to school on January 2nd, and it's important that our kids are back in school on that day. The absenteeism rates we need to really work on. We can't teach kids if they're not here, so it's extremely, extremely important that, you know, we try to keep our students on the schedules as much as possible, because we look forward to seeing them after the turn of the year. While they're on break, it's a great opportunity for learning, whether it's making cookies and learning math, and the chemistry processes associated with it, whether it's going to the metro parks and getting some physical exercise, whether it's going to the library and getting books to read. The learning still continues throughout the process, and there's a lot that costs us as parents nothing, so take advantage of those great opportunities. And I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Kwanzaa, whichever, and all those that I did forget, because those are the three main going on at this point in time. But whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it's a fantastic one.
So this evening, I'm going to let you know a little bit about a committee that I oversee. The Internal Compliance Committee is made up of a collection of teachers and psychologists and staff folks in the district. And we just sort of every month or every other month, we meet and discuss our goals as a special education department and also what parts of the IEP that we're looking at to make sure that we remain compliant if we were to get audited. So this next month in January, we're going to be looking at a collection of IEPs from every teacher, every special education teacher in the district, and then making sure that they have all the important components in it. And then if they do, then we're going to move on to another section of the IEP to focus on for the remainder of the year. Or if there's some things that we need to work on, then we're going to identify those needs and make sure that they're addressed through professional development and meetings as needed. So that's something that I do that you might not know exists in the district, but it's a great team of teachers and the psychologists, like I said, and a couple other administrators. So we work pretty efficiently on that to make sure that we are ready, because eventually every special education department gets an audit. It's inevitable. So we want to make sure we come out as good as possible.
I would like to add, I was shopping at Mark's the other day and waiting in line, the clerk at the cashier station was talking to the lady in front of me, saying how impressed she was with Springfield local schools and how wonderfully the special ed department had treated her child. She's moved in from a school district up north on Route 8, and they were not treated as well, and she said communication was the best. And so I listened to that conversation, and then when I stepped up, I let her know it was nice to hear some nice things. I currently serve on the Board of Education, and I'll take your message back. And she said, we could not be happier. So
That's awesome.
just to let you know.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It's
Exciting.
out there that people are doing what they're supposed to do, and it's nice to hear it being said out loud in a public place. So,
Yes. Thanks for sharing.
yeah.
That's awesome. So just a couple things. I want to say our preschool, which is now here, had their preschool holiday party, and we had a reindeer. Mrs. Terry was a reindeer participant.
Yeah, they're throwing things at me.
They were throwing things at her throughout the whole.
Great.
But what was so special about this was all the people who participated. So everybody from central office came here, and they manned a activities table. So that was really exciting. Christina and Dustin, they did reindeer food.
Mary.
Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. Mary did reindeer food. And our ladies from the office, they bought ornaments, and the kids were able to make their own ornaments. There were games. There were Santa Claus read a story to them. And to see the families come in and be able to use the space and to be able to have something like that was really, when we make the decision of coming to Boyer, that was something that said, you know what, that was the right choice to come here. So we cannot wait till we move in here so we could be more part of all the activities that the preschool does. So that was exciting. And Mrs. Fuller had asked about some of the different holiday activities that went on during the, during the last week of school. And because sometimes we do just focus, people think we just focus on Christmas or the New Year's, but in essence, we try to accompany all of the holiday, the winter of it. And our ELL tutor, Mrs. Timpton, does an excellent job. She is one person, and our ELL population is growing.
Yeah, doubled our numbers from last year.
So she does K-12, and her job is to make sure that our ELL students are getting what they need to get, as well as working with our teachers for them to learn their different cultures. So during this time, she met with the teachers, explained the different groups that we have and how they celebrate the holidays. So that was exciting. The junior high had reindeer games and pizza. Marco's Pizza donated all his pizza for the 7th and 8th graders, and they had the reindeer games there, and the kids, I think, had a great time for that. And then the high schoolers had winter experience, where they got to watch Elf. Yes. And did they get the rest of the pizza?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, I don't know the rest, okay, pizza went. And then the elementaries, I walked through the elementaries on the last day, and I don't know how the bus drivers handled all the gingerbread houses that went home. There were tons of gingerbread houses being made, and not just ornaments for Christmas trees, but family crafts where pictures were taken. So all kids were able to be involved in this last week of activities. So, and kudos to our teachers for doing that. I had forgotten, not being in the classroom for many years, what that last day of school before the winter holiday is like. And whoo-wee! Kudos to all our teachers on that. You had already mentioned about Heather Phillips, and again,
Yeah, I didn't mean
congratulations. So we just can't keep saying that enough, that, thank you for that. And then to follow through a little bit on what Mary was talking about, our absenteeism. The last couple years has been very difficult, and our families have, coming to school, not coming to school, being online, saying, okay, we're done. It was hard for our families to get back into a routine of coming up to school every day. And we're very thankful that this year that they're working on coming to school every day as best as they could. And, I want to thank our students and their families who do show up every day, even though, it isn't easy for some of them. And we appreciate that. I want to thank our teachers who go above and beyond to make school welcoming and a safe place for our students to learn. Sometimes that's the only safe place that they have, and our teachers do a great job for doing that. Our administrators who work together to make sure that our buildings are physically, emotionally, and safe and engaging environments to learn. So, thank you to our administrators. And to everybody else who works in the schools, our healers, our helpers, to support our staff, our community, our volunteers, everybody who comes in to make sure that our kids are getting the best that they can with what we have. So we appreciate every single one of you. And I couldn't ask for a better group of people to be a part of, and it's really touching. And then to any families out there, if you ever need help with anything, questions, if you need help finding some help with either food or whatever, please reach out to our buildings, reach out to me, reach out to our staff, and we will help lead you into the direction that you need to go. With that said, I want to wish everybody a great, restful winter holiday. And we do resume again January 2nd, so we hope to see everybody there. And I have to say personally for myself, the first 6 months of this year has been just extraordinary, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. So thank you. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item 19, items worthy of your note. December 19th, winter vacation began. January 2nd, classes resume. January 10th, organizational and regular Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m., Springfield Preschool Center. January 12th, end of second quarter, first semester. January 13th, Teachers' Records Day, no school. January 16th, Martin Luther King Day, no school. Item 20, citizens' comments. Participants shall be limited to 5-minute durations. Seeing none, item 21, executive session. It is recommended that the board go into executive session at this time to discuss confidential matters of public employees.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Petrie?
Yes?
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
And there will be no action taken up after executive session.